Cowboys fans, hold on to your hats. The star that's been shining bright over Dallas might just have found its forever home. CeeDee Lamb, the man with hands of gold and feet of lightning, could be on the verge of inking a deal that'll keep him rockin' that silver and blue for years to come. But here's the kicker, it might happen sooner than you think. We're talking pre-training camp soon. Is Jerry Jones about to make it rain in Big D? Let's break down this game-changing play for America's team. Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. Now, before we jump into the meat of today's topic, let's set the stage. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, have always been about big plays and bigger personalities. From the glory days of Roger Staubach and Tony Dorsett to the 90s dynasty with Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin, this franchise has a legacy of nurturing top-tier talent. And folks, it looks like we're in the midst of another golden era. At the heart of this new wave of Cowboys excellence is none other than CeeDee Lamb. Drafted 17th overall in the 2020 NFL Draft, Lamb wasn't just a pick, he was a statement. The Cowboys were saying, "We're here to dominate the air game," and boy, has Lamb delivered on that promise. But here's where things get really interesting. Nick Aitman, a trusted insider from DallasCowboys.com, recently dropped a bombshell that's got the whole fan base talking. In a feature breaking down which players are most likely to sign an extension next, Aitman put his money on Lamb. And he didn't just predict an extension, he's betting it happens before training camp even kicks off. Now, let's break down why this is such a big deal. First off, timing is everything in the NFL. By potentially locking down Lamb before camp, the Cowboys are showing they're not just reactive, they're proactive. They're not waiting for Lamb to have another monster season that could drive his price up even further. They're saying, we know what we've got, and we're all in. But let's talk about what exactly the Cowboys have in CeeDee Lamb. Since joining the team, Lamb has been on a trajectory that can only be described as stratospheric. Every single year, he's improved across the board. We're talking receptions, yards, touchdowns, you name it, Lamb's numbers have gone up. Let's put some context to these improvements. In his rookie year, Lamb caught 74 passes for 935 yards and 5 touchdowns. Pretty impressive for a first-year player, right? But Lamb was just getting started. In 2021, he bumped those numbers up to 79 receptions, 1,102 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Solid improvement, showing he was no one-year wonder. But 2022, that's when Lamb really exploded onto the scene. He hauled in 107 passes for 1,359 yards and 9 touchdowns. At this point, the entire league was on notice. CeeDee Lamb wasn't just good, he was elite. And then came 2023. Folks, I hope you are strapped in for this one because Lamb took it to a whole new level. Are you ready for these numbers? 135 receptions, leading the entire NFL. 1,749 yards. 12 touchdowns. Those aren't just good stats. They're the kind of numbers that get you in the conversation for best receiver in the league. It's no surprise that Lamb's phenomenal season earned him both Pro Bowl and first-team All-Pro honors. He wasn't just the best receiver on the Cowboys, he was one of the best in the entire NFL. Now, let's talk about what this potential extension could mean for the Cowboys as a whole. We all know that in the salary cap era, every dollar counts. By potentially securing Lamb now, the Cowboys might be saving themselves millions down the line. If Lamb continues on his current trajectory, and there's no reason to think he won't, his value is only going to increase. But it's not just about the money. By prioritizing Lamb's extension, the Cowboys are sending a clear message to the rest of the team and the league. They're saying, we reward our own. We develop talent, and we keep that talent in Dallas. That's the kind of message that can attract free agents and keep other young stars motivated to perform. Speaking of young stars, let's not forget that Lamb isn't the only Cowboy due for a payday. The team has several key players who could be in line for extensions. Guys like Trayvon Diggs, who got his deal last year, set a precedent. The question now is, who's next after Lamb? This brings us to an interesting point about NFL contract negotiations. They're unpredictable. As Eatman pointed out, last year, many thought Terrence Steele would be the one to get an extension, but it ended up being Diggs, with Steele and Malik Hooker not far behind. The takeaway? Always be ready for a curveball. But let's circle back to Lamb for a moment. What makes him so special? Why are the Cowboys potentially willing to break the bank for him? It's not just the stats, impressive as they are. It's the intangibles. Lamb has shown a work ethic and dedication to improvement that's rare even among pro athletes. He's not content with being good, he wants to be the best. And that drive is infectious. You can see it in the way he practices, the way he prepares, and the way he performs when the lights are brightest. Moreover, Lamb has shown versatility that's crucial in today's NFL. He's not just an outside threat. He can line up in the slot. He can run sweeps. He can even throw the occasional pass if needed. In an era where offenses are increasingly complex, having a Swiss Army knife like Lamb is invaluable. There's also the chemistry factor to consider. Lamb has developed a strong rapport with quarterback Dak Prescott. In the NFL, the connection between a QB and his top receiver can make or break an offense. By potentially extending Lamb, the Cowboys are also investing in the continued development of that crucial partnership. Now, let's talk about what this extension could look like. While we don't have specifics yet, we can make some educated guesses based on recent contracts for top receivers. We're likely looking at a deal that could average anywhere from $25 to $30 million per year. That's a big number, but for a player of Lamb's caliber and potential, it could end up being a bargain. Of course, with any big contract comes big expectations. If Lamb does indeed sign a major extension, the pressure will be on for him to not just maintain his current level of play, but to elevate it even further. The good news? Everything we've seen from Lamb so far suggests he's more than up for the challenge. Looking ahead, what does this potential extension mean for the Cowboys' future? Well, for starters, it likely means we'll be seeing a lot more of those spectacular CeeDee Lamb catches for years to come. But more than that, it's a sign that the Cowboys are committed to building a sustainable winning culture. By locking down young, homegrown talent like Lamb, the Cowboys are setting themselves up for long-term success. They're creating a core group of players who can grow together, develop chemistry, and hopefully bring that elusive 6th Super Bowl trophy back to Dallas. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. As of now, this extension is still in the realm of speculation. Eatman's prediction is based on insider knowledge and educated guessing. But until the ink is dry on a contract, nothing is certain in the NFL. That's all for now, but stay tuned for more Cowboys news and analysis. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And remember, win or lose, we're always Cowboys Nation.